Hi, it's Nancy Yearout, and welcome to High Road to Humanity. And thanks for joining me this evening. Hey, listen, I want to do a few videos. I don't know how many it's going to take, but I've decided that it's really important that I teach people what I know about tapping into your intuitive abilities. And let me tell you something, I am darn intuitive. And it's not me, it's the information that comes from the divine. You can say source energy, call it, say God. Some people say source, some people say higher power, creator, whatever you want to call it. There is a higher power, there is a creator, and there is a source energy, right? So over the years, I've learned so much about, connecting, honestly, and having faith and believing. And it's so cool believing in the universe and working with God and working with the universe and working with that divine energy. And so now it's to the point where when someone comes to me and they say, "Hey, I'm going to say psychic. People don't like that word, but intuitive reading, you can say psychic reading, whatever you want to say." It's bringing in the information, and it's bringing it in from source, from God, from the divine. Okay. It's a love energy. It's not a negative energy. And that's another thing we'll talk about as I explain some of these aspects of tap it in with you. But what I want to say is it's changed my life because I'm able to help people. I'm able to help myself. Now, that's the hardest thing. It's easy to help other people. For me, I tap in, I work with the angelic realm. I ask the angels, what you think. I listen and I just give the information out, or say God, source. I usually say angels because I have an angel that I work with that's right here next to me. And that's what I do. And then I give the information to the people to help them on their paths. And the only information that comes through that I'm supposed to give is information that I'm allowed to give. I can't give information that is not appropriate. Okay, so let me just say that. So, as I explain to you guys how to do this kind of stuff, I just want you to know that this is serious business. This is not a little thing that we're talking about here today. This is really important. Okay, you're tapping into information. Some people say it's your higher self, some people say it's the Akashic records. You can call it whatever you want, but we all have the ability, and you don't need to ask somebody else for information. I want you guys to learn how to do it yourself so that if you have a question about business or you have a question about your life, that you can take a few minutes and ask the divine and ask your angels, the proper resources, that higher power, that higher energy who's looking out for your highest and best good. And let me just say that because that's what this whole thing is about, to obtain information for your highest and best good. Okay. So I don't know why my light went really hurt, you guys, but it did. So I don't know, maybe that's kind of a weird thing that happened there. I was trying to make sure that you guys could see me pretty good, but as you see, I'm messing with my light here, and it's I don't know what happened. It's really kind of crazy, actually. Yeah, there's like an extra light shining on me today. Okay, we'll just say that's divine light. So for a long time, I've done readings for people and given them information, which is cool. I don't mind doing it. I mean, it's draining for the simple fact that it takes my energy to, I guess, pass that information through, and it drains my energy field. So I can only do so many. I think that's why Edgar Casey, had so much trouble, because it is draining to your energy field to bring that information in and pass it through and to tap in. But we all have the ability. And, I believe we should have been taught this stuff a long time ago. All right. So my deal is that I want to teach it to everybody. Because why not? Why should you have to ask somebody else? Now, don't get me wrong. I will ask another intuitive for um confirmation. Like I'll know something, and you're going to run into this too. You'll know something, like you've got that feeling. You've got that intuition. You know stuff. But we are like, oh no, I'm sure it's not like that. And we always want to think the best of people, or at least I do. And so, especially when something negative comes up, I'm always like, oh my God, I don't want them to be that way. But then it's hard to find out negative things about people, or things that maybe you would have hoped went one way and they went the other. So that's another thing about tapping into your abilities, because once you do this, you guys, there's no going back. The more, then you're going to want to really tap in every day, because you're going to want to know the information, which is cool because it'll help you. But I want you to also know, again, this is very serious stuff, because we all have the abilities, and we all actually have healing abilities too, and we'll talk about that. And we all have different abilities. So if you're willing to, take this journey with me and let me explain some of these different things and help you guys learn how to tap in and all of that, which a lot of you, I'm sure, know how to, but I may know something you don't know. I don't know. And it may help you enhance your abilities. And we all have different abilities. So let's talk about that for a minute, because people will say, okay, what's the difference between an empath and a psychic and a medium? Okay. So an empath, I'm an empath. You can be more than one thing. And the reason I use myself as an example, just so you have a feel. So my energy field is like super sensitive. It's how I can explain it in an easy way. So when I walk into a room, I just I do my best to cloak myself as much as I can, but I just automatically pick up the vibe. I pick up the energy. And if I want to, I can really tap in, but I tap in without even not wanting to. And that's where it's really hard. You've got to set up boundaries. And that's where I do cloak myself or cover myself, or, I'll put a shield around myself sometimes, because an empath, we're empathic. We have empathy. So we pick up the feelings of other people. So when I walk into a room, I can feel that room. Okay. Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it dark? Is it, is it have a good feel? Does it have a happy feel? Does it have an uplifting feel? Is it, it's all into how it feels. That's what empathy is. And we can't help it. And that's why when we watch a movie and we cry really easily, or we're just empathetic. Okay. So that's what an empath is. And we're also able to pick up, let's see, how can I say this? I can pick up images as an empath, imprints, almost as an empath, energetic imprints. Like if you've been to the doctor and you came to see me at my house, I'd say I could still see the doctor. You know what I mean? Okay, like that. So I can pick up that imprint, that energetic imprint that's still there. I can pick that up. So empaths have a lot of abilities. There's a lot of empaths on Earth right now. Let me just say that I have found there are so many empaths on Earth right now. And I have to tell you that I do believe it's 100% so that we are here to raise the vibration. Because when you're empathic, you can't help it. You have empathy for people. And just having that empathy rubs off, and it goes out into the universe, and that helps raise the vibration. So I think that's why there's so many empaths on Earth right now, and people are starting to recognize themselves as empaths. So it's really interesting. So it's psychic intuitive. Okay, so everybody is psychic. Okay, meaning you have that gut feeling, or you'll get downloads, where you just know something. And you'll say, oh, it's just coincidence, but it's not. So it's up to you. I mean, you can recognize this stuff or you could not, but you're going to have to eventually, because that's the way it's going. To be honest with you, everybody needs to really start recognizing that we all have intuitive abilities. Because we do. So why not jump on the bandwagon and get ahead of the game a little bit and help yourself and help others? Because the more you help yourself, the more you're going to help the collective and your friends and your family, because then it's not going to seem so weird. It's going to be, oh, we're energetic beings and we're able to tap into this information. So as a psychic intuitive, okay, so we all have that intuition. A psychic is able to tap into the energy. A lot of people use objects. I don't. I just tap in. I work with the angels. I just, say, what do I need to know to tell this person? And then I get the information in my head and then I give it to the person. And a lot comes in, doing this for a while, knowing how to deliver the information and then starting to understand whether it's the information that's coming from you or coming from somebody else. And that's all. We'll get into that part too. But that's a psychic is able to pick up on the energy of another person. Again, maybe on the imprint of a situation, something that's happened. A lot of people see movies in their head. They'll see a picture. Some people hear, some people, are clairaudient, clairsentience. There's a lot of different ways you can pick up information. Some people see. I do see sometimes, but not so much. I'm more afraid. I think that comes in time. A lot of times, if you're afraid, you don't see as often. I have seen, but not as much as maybe I want to. So there's a fine line there. So there's all different types of psychic abilities. Okay. Some people see auras. And of course, the aura is the color that surrounds your energy field. Again, we're back to we are energy. You have energy field. You've got an aura around you, which shows how you're feeling at that time. Yellow is happy, red is angry, blue is calm, just like you would think it would be, right? So that's how that works. All right. Now, you have seen mediums. Now, I'm able to pick up on people's deceased loved ones, but that's not like my big, I don't know. I don't focus on that. I just focus on bringing information in to help people. So, I've got this light on me again, you guys. I don't know what's going on here. But, okay, we'll take it down just a notch. There we go. I still have the light. I don't know what's happening. It's pretty funny, but you guys can watch and you can be a testimony to this crazy light situation we got happening here. So what I want to say about mediums is, I've had the psychic lawyer, and he's such a great guy, Mark Anthony, come on my show. And I really like him because he's a little different, and he's for real. He has a way, and everybody does it different. Again, like I said, we all have a different gift. We're all unique. And he's able to tap in and connect with your loved ones. And he did a reading for me, and it was really cool. Now, I connect with my loved ones in a different way. When he tapped in, he brought through specific information, which I can too, but it's more for me, like if I know my sister's around, she'll make sure I hear a song that we used to sing, or I'll just feel her around and say, hey, what's going on? And have a little conversation. Or I'll just know when my dad is around. You know what I mean? So it depends on how far you want to take it. If I feel like they have a message for me, I'll listen. I'll quiet my mind and listen to receive messages, of course, from my deceased relatives or from, deceased friends. Sometimes will pop in unexpectedly, which is real interesting, so it just all depends. But some people, like, that's their thing. They're really strong on just tapping in. Like, he doesn't give psychic readings. He just taps into the other side. Right. So I don't know. Everybody does things a little bit differently. Some people, that's all they do is just bring in your deceased loved ones. For me, I think it's important that you learn to tap in to the energy source. I'm going to call it energy source, our creator, that power up there, because I want you to use that information to help you down here. The more we tap in, then the more information we have, the easier it makes it for us to achieve our goals. Okay. And to navigate through life. Navigating through this situation down here on earth is not easy, to say the least. And that's why it's like gotten to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'll be happy to do a psychic reading for you. You can call it intuitive reading if it makes you more comfortable. You can call it angel reading if it makes you even more comfortable. But the bottom line is, we all need to learn how to do this, because we shouldn't rely on somebody else to give you your answers. You need to rely on yourself. Myself included. It's hard, because there's days where I was like, oh, I got this feeling, and I just had this feeling about this. And then I'll like go on and on about it. And every once in a while, I'll call my friend to confirm, and she'll do the same thing. And a lot of us do that. And that's okay, because even though I know how psychic I am, and I know I can give all the information to everybody else, when it comes to yourself, it's a whole different ballgame. When it comes to yourself, it's really important that you receive the information and understand it. So this is why I say, again, this is serious business. This is not something you mess around with. This is not fun and games. This is real connecting to our creator, connecting to the earth, connecting to, the divine. This is a big deal. So it's a holy thing. And I want people to really take it seriously. And I feel that we should just all know how to do it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about before we get into anything else is a lot of people don't take the time to say a prayer or put out the intention of what they want to tap into or what they're tapping into. You have to be careful. What is your intention? Because you don't want to bring, there's good and there's bad, right? There's divine and holy, and then there's the light and the dark, right? There's both. It's okay. There is. The thing is, you don't want to get information from a source that maybe wouldn't have your highest and best good at heart. Okay. So you want to tap into the angelic realm. To me, I tap into the angelic realm because that's the highest vibration that you can tap into, other than tapping into source itself, which is, what I go for, because that's how you're going to get the best information. I believe the most wisdom. This is just what I think and what I feel and what's worked for me. I can only tell you what's worked for me, right? And then we can go from there. So don't just, know what your intention is. What is it that you want to accomplish? I'm messing with this light again, you guys. This is the craziest thing. I have no idea what's going on here, why it's doing this, but that's okay. Anyway, it's really important that you know, what is it? What's your question? What do you want to know? Be specific when you ask these questions. So crystal clear intention, I guess, is what I want to say more than anything. Really have a good intention. Like what is it that's important to you, to know at this time? Okay. Or you can just ask a general question. What information do I need to know that will help me in my life at this time? There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. So, okay, I'm not going to make this really lengthy today. I just wanted to kind of touch on what we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to tap in. We're going to learn how to plug in. We're going to learn how to obtain the information for ourselves so we don't have to ask anybody else. We're going to learn how to know if it's our brain just bringing in information or if it's the real deal. We'll learn how to differentiate between the two. We're going to learn a lot of different things as we progress. But I want to start out this evening with just saying, hey, I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. And if you know some stuff already, that's cool. Maybe I'll teach you something you don't know. But I'll try to do as many videos as I can. I've got a lot of interviews coming up this week. And apparently they're shedding light on it. So I've never had my lights do this weird stuff before, you guys. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But this is really important, honestly, that we learn how to tap in. So share this video with your friends and let them know that we're going to be doing more, and we're going to learn how to connect with the divine. We're going to learn how to be little psychic antennas and bring in the information. So I'm going to get out of here for today. I hope you guys have a fabulous Sunday. I wish everybody a great week. Everyone take care, and thanks for joining me, and God bless.